Nerd reactor, roll out.
So yeah, The Boys. When that first came out on Amazon Prime Studio, it was crazy. It was nuts. It was bloody, gruesome, and disturbing. This Imagine like superheroes. What would it be like if they lived in our world? So you had to deal with, celebrity and all that, and just being a public figure. But deep down, these guys are assholes, and it's up to the boys with Carl Urban as Billy Butcher and his gang to try to teach these people a lesson, put them on check somehow. But what makes it interesting that these are regular people, except for Kimiko, and she's got super strength. So pretty much, yeah, their job is to stop these people from just abusing their powers, because the seven, they're abusing their powers. And at the end of season one, things don't go as planned, and Billy Butcher finally, at the end, meets his wife. She's there, and then she's got the son, and then you got Homelander has a son. So that just makes things all complicated. And now we've fast forward to season two, and now the boys, they're on the run, they're wanted, and the seven, they're moving on. They lost Translucent, and so it actually starts off with Black Noir. He's doing his thing, continuing on the mission, and then you have Homelander and Starlight just being there for the funeral for Translucent. And it's a very funny scene. Like, imagine what it'd be like to do a funeral for a guy who's invisible. And if you've seen the trailers, you're introduced to a new character, Stormfront, and this character is interesting. She's she's out there, she's wild, and she's fun in a way where you've seen trailer. There's a part in the trailer where she's like, "Oh, just shoot me," and things get intense and crazy and all that. And she is kind of like the wild card. You're like, so a new hero for the Seven. Is she going to be a good guy, or is she going to be an asshole like the others, like Homelander, like A-Train? But yeah, Aya Cash, she plays her, and she's just a lot of fun. She just doesn't care about a lot of things. She cuts to the chase. She doesn't give you any BS. So yeah, with Stormfront, there's this tension between her and Homelander, because Homelander wants to be loved by a lot of people. He's pretty cocky. He's an egomaniac. And so when you have Stormfront there, and she comes in, she becomes a new member, and people love her. So there's that tension between the two, and that's what makes this interesting to see where it goes, because Homelander is a dangerous guy. He's scary, especially in the first season, and anyone that tries to get in his way, you already know what happens. He just kills. Here, Stormfront, she has power, so that's an interesting dynamic. So what are you going to do about that, especially when she can fly too? Homelander, he's still an interesting character. Like, you can't just stop watching. You can't take your eyes off him. It's like watching a show about serial killers, or even watching a show with Dexter and all that, where these people are doing some immoral stuff, killing and all that, but you're watching it, you're engaged, and it's just the stuff they do. You're like, oh my God, what are they going to pull off next? Because a part of you is like, I wonder if they'll get away with this, or if they'll get away with that. And especially when they're like interesting characters, like they do some bad stuff, but you're kind of intrigued because they have powers and they're navigating our world, and it's kind of interesting to see how they pull that off, especially when they're assholes. But yeah, pretty much Homelander, it's kind of like the question is, what if Superman was a bad guy? And we kind of get that with the Injustice stuff, where Superman kind of becomes a bad guy. But here, Homelander is just up there, like to the max, like evil. Yeah, with The Boys, with the superhero take, it still makes fun of the superhero genre. It pokes fun at things, and it continues to do that with the second season, especially with introduction of new characters, new supers. And there's one where it just makes fun of characters like Hawkeye and Green Arrow. So you're going to get a kick out of that. And then there's also another character, an actor, that if you're an X-Men fan, especially of the movies, you'll be like, this is funny. This is so on the nose, and it's a great reference. When you watch it, you'll be like, this is I love this. This show's funny, and there's a lot of funny moments in this show. There's so many things that they can pull off in an Amazon show that's for mature audiences that you can't pull off in a PG-13 superhero show that's from Marvel and maybe sometimes from DC. But DC is trying to go there with the edgy stuff, and sometimes Marvel with Deadpool, but they're getting there. But this one, Deadpool and let's say Joker, doesn't match the level of absurdity in this one, and the violence and the sex and all that. So this one, The Boys, it's up there. And there are jokes that are really gross when you watch it. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. They did it. They pulled it off, and it was hilarious, but also disgusting at the same time. And there's plenty of stuff like that, throughout the second season. So here, second season, The Boys, they're still continuing on their path to try to stop the Seven and Vought, but you also get a little bit more depth into the characters. You dig deeper into their background, their history, including Kimiko, Frenchie, Billy Butcher, seeing more of them becoming human, or seeing them more as a human character. It's very interesting to watch. And also, I am a fan of Huey and Starlight together, so we get bits of that with the first season. And with the second season, if you're a fan of those two, you're going to enjoy this. The first season, The Deep, he was abusive, especially to Starlight, and he was ousted from the Seven. So this season, you kind of get to see him trying to recover. It's kind of like a comeback story. Can he get out of the shadow? Can he get out of this wreck he created for himself and become a better person? And so we get to see more of that just with that character. And I'm just amazed that they're able to just keep on continuing developing this character. But yeah, with the second season, it's going to be interesting to see how they pull this off, because the first season, they released all the episodes right away on Amazon. And with the second season, it's going to be the first 3 episodes on September 4th. And then after that, a new episode each week. And then you have this after show with Aisha Tyler. And I wonder why they're pulling that off. Probably because it's 2020. But I can't wait for the reaction from the audience, because it's just, I enjoyed the show. But my final reaction is that, The Boys season 2, it's crazy, it's hilarious, dark, it's gruesome, and it's everything you love that you loved in the first season. This one has it. The characters are fun, they're engaging. Anthony Starr as Homelander, he's the bad guy you love to hate. And also, like, The Boys, like, it's able to just parallel our world right now. It makes a lot of pop culture references, and it kind of feels like this is how things would look like or feel like if superheroes existed in our world. And I can't wait for the next season, especially now. Next season, they announced Jensen Ackles from Supernatural announced that he's going to be playing Soldier Boy for the 3rd season. So I can't wait for that. So yeah, let me know, once the season comes out, the first 3 episodes, what your thoughts are on the comments below. If you're excited to watch The Boys season 2. With that said, I'm John, and I'll see you guys next time.